Sorry, I'm here. All right, so I'm gonna ask for some help here, okay? So if I holler at you, you gotta let me know where we are here. All right, so pick your poison. Emily, where do you want to start?
The
26 one? Okay, what do you know?
the atomic number is 26.
Okay, keep going if you want to. Yeah, keep going.
Okay. And then 56 minus 26,
56 minus 26 gives you,
the number of neutrons.
which is, okay, who is this?
Iron.
Iron, okay. How do I write this isotope A to Z notation, Nitty? So we got 26 for atomic number. Remember the A to Z notation, guys. It's kind of a weird thing. A is atomic mass. Z is proton number, and then X is just the symbol. So what do I fill in here and here?
A would be
Look at the atomic masses given on this chart, because on your periodic table they're averages. So look at the non-average one. 56 will go here, and
26.
26 will on the bottom. Good, okay. Cam, pick out another one to do. Okay, so we know atomic number 17. What else do we know?
Proton is 17.
And
Mass is 35.
and how did you get that?
What? Proton?
No, how'd you get mass?
Oh, mass.
So you just did protons plus neutrons. So 17 plus 18 is 35, and then isotope is. So we are looking at atomic number gives us the isotope identity by looking at the periodic table. So who is isotope? I'm sorry, who's atomic number 17? Chlorine. Okay. Anna's not here. Olivia, how would you write the isotope notation over here?
The top number.
Mm-hmm. So I have it up here still for you.
So it's the atomic mass.
So what's the top number?
Oh, 35.
So 35, and then the bottom number? Proton number?
The proton number, so it'd be 6.
Which is the same as the atomic number. Good. So 35, 17, chlorine. All right, my next, Anna, pick out one to do. We just did that one. Another. Oh, all right, which one are we? Oh, this the the fourth one down here. So atomic number 17. Keep going. Okay, so and you got 20 by doing what?
37 minus.
All right, so total mass minus proton gives you neutron, and what's this over here? So this is chlorine, and then top number is what?
The top number would be 37.
The bottom would be. Good. So we have. So this is very similar. 37, 17. It's very similar to the one that Olivia just completed, but we would say that these are what of each other? The same element, right? They're. Kristen, we say it. They're isotopes of each other, right? They're just chlorine and chlorine, but they're isotopes of chlorine because the only thing that differs about them is what? Their mass number, and that's because of their difference in neutrons, right? Their neutrons are what's different. That's a single particle that's different. This is my alarm to go get the cookies out of the oven, but we're gonna go there in a second, okay? So I'm baking salt ornaments in Miss Albert's room. I'll go there shortly. But regardless, we have isotopes of one another because the neutrons are different. But right now we haven't had any ions. Why have we had no ions yet? We're not looking for like differences in electrons, and notice there's no charges over here, so everything so far is just atom, atom, atom. They're all neutral. All right, so let's keep going. Erin, pick up from there. Where do you want to go? Okay, the last one. Okay. 120 because it's 50 plus 70, and who is this? 10, and then give me the isotope notation. 120 and, yeah, 50, you're good. Okay, and then let's keep going. Savannah? Okay, got another one? Second one from the bottom, okay.
Number of protons would be 52.
Okay,
Neutrons would be 76.
so you did 128 minus 52 is 76. Okay,
And is
tellurium, yep, TE. Okay. All right. So now everybody, why did we skip the first one? I have no idea. Help me out here. So what's the atomic number? 6. You're looking at our table for carbon. That's all, right? Look for carbon, and we got 6. And then what's the proton number? And then what's the neutron number according to this one? So what'd you do? So 13 is the mass. 13 minus 6 is 7. Very good. Okay. You guys are skip the first one. Oh, I didn't do that middle one. We'll hold on for that one for a second. Okay, so a couple of other things I just want to make sure I'm clear on. You guys have problem set 15, 16, your desk. I'll be checking those during your lab, so just keep them there for me. Go ahead and have a piece of paper out. Call it the colligative property lab. This is for people who know they are good, clean record, and they're going to the lab. Otherwise, I have some folks that need to make up work maybe because they were just deadly ill and they need to sit and just use this time. And the gift of time is not always there, right? So use your time wisely. If you have a lab that you need to make up, and it's something that I have on my website, you'll be using a computer. If it's homework that you need to find it on my website. If you need help, I'll be with you shortly. If it's the Pogles, some people just need to show that to me. And if it's done, and you're of a clear conscience and you're good to go, then you can leave the Pogle on your desk, you'll put the Pogle in the box with your name on it, and then I'll be checking those things. If you guys can check PowerSchool before you get in the lab, you should see that I've updated everything I have from you, except for selfies with scientists, right? So I'm giving those today. Remember, we have a test tomorrow. We have a staff meeting after school. I have some AP kids that are wanting to stay in here for tutoring, so they'll be in here, but then I'll be back after our staff meeting. If you wish to stay and wait. If not, text me questions and I'll get back to you this evening. It does count twice because it is cumulative gases, thermal, and solutions. I will write the delineated details of what you guys should be expecting on the board during the lab. Yes, you are still required to make a personalized study guide. It doesn't have to be pages long. It can be on a note card. Like, I don't care how in-depth it is. This is more for you than for me, but I would like to reward you for the efforts that you've put forth. So if it's a couple of scribbled notes, it might be 1 point of extra credit. But if it's a nice, very detailed study guide and it's kind of got some diagrams in it, it's got some things that are going to help you compare and contrast, then you might get up to 3 or 4 points of extra credit. So I'm not going to do full letter grades, but I'm going to reward you for the extent of it. Yeah.
50 points.
Hush. Go ahead. Probably 3 or 4. It just depends on how detailed it is. Okay, questions?
So we can't use it on that.
No, this is just the study. Okay. All right, so questions here so far? Okay, so for those of you who know you're going to do it in the lab, let me explain for about a minute what you're going to get yourself into. If you need to go grab a computer, just give me 1 second, please, just so I'm not, we're not everywhere. All the materials are in the back middle station. I'll help you guys with that shortly. Do not leave me a mess because I will cry over the spilled milk, right? You need to be clear. It's all cleaned up at the end because 4th period has to do this too. Share utensils. If you don't have a utensil you need, they should be at different lab stations, but if you don't have something, let me know. If you don't know the conversion between a tablespoon and a teaspoon, you do now. If it calls for a tablespoon, be very aware. I have mostly teaspoons out. Make sure you are getting enough of what you need, or it's going to be nasty. When you're shaking the bags, you're going to be working in partners. So you have 2 sandwich baggies in 1 gallon bag. The 2 sandwich baggies are with 2 partners. The big gallon bag is where you're putting the ice and the salt to depress the freezing point to make the ice cream. We don't want that leaking everywhere, so make sure that's not leaking first. Don't leave the salty water on the lab stations because it crusts up and then it's like a disaster back there tomorrow. yes, you're answering questions as you're eating your ice cream or your freezing point depression substance in the lab. Okay, so if you're in the lab, please quietly go back and first start reading first, and if anybody has questions, laptops and ask me questions. Everything? Yeah. Is the lab list on the computer? No, it is on my website. Okay.
I'll do Friday.
Fox. Yeah, Fox.
That's it. That was only Friday.
That was also 119.
I have one.
Yeah, you guys should talk to your partner, not me. Box, yeah. Guys, if you're turning yourself in the box, please go ahead and do that now.
It's in the quadrant.
Poggle, yeah.
The quadrant?
Let me see. Unless it hasn't refreshed. Okay.